2, 1, go, 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 and...
My goodness me, man, I'm telling you, Indians are the new Huns.
Well, it's Arabia Mirror once again, and this time it's not even actually Mirror because the players chose their civs, hidden, unbeknown to each other, and it's like, yeah, let's just repeat last game. Let's just take the Indians again. So, Slam in the blue, northwest of the map, taking the Indians. Viper, south of the map, taking the Indians as we go into this one. Oh my goodness me. Twice in a row now as game 2 gets underway.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still fun to watch, right? I was saying it is kind of like the Huns because the Huns can do a lot of things as well, and I think Indians can do the same early game. So I like to see it. Let's hope again for some good aggression. And besides, this time there is no middle with Deer. So maybe Viper also has to be a little bit more aggressive like he was last game.
Exactly. And I don't know. I mean, Slam's home map going to be Arabia. I mean, as I said, he's quite comfortable playing the open maps, the high fast-paced maps. I think this map, this is going to be a different playstyle from the Indians here. This is going to be the fast feudal into scouts, I imagine, for both players. They're quite far apart, I'd say. I mean, they're not like completely like as far as possible, but I kind of don't think we'll see a drush, but I might be wrong on that. We'll have to wait and see. I just think that on Arabia, the strat's going to be a little bit different. And as you said, without there being all the deer in the middle, it's not as worth going for the early aggression.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, Slam does like his man-at-arms into archers.
That's true as well.
So maybe we see that.
But I think what's interesting is, I was saying with Claviscus earlier, who is also in the chat, I think, see him in there posting occasionally. The Indians aren't that good because, well, okay, they're good, but they've been beaten a lot this tournament. We saw earlier on today the Indians being beaten twice in a row, and by different civs as well. And even last week they were losing. I think it's... I want to say, like, going to be the case that later on in the tournament, we will see Indians less. I kind of feel that. But there's no denying that they're an incredibly strong civ. And obviously the players, it's a tournament game. Every game is worth money. They want to win. And if they feel like the Indians are going to give them the best chance to win, well, they're going to take the Indians, aren't they?
Yeah, indeed. By the way, Klavskis goes by many names, but I never heard Klaviskis before, so that's a new one.
It's because I'm back in the day, like 2 years ago, I used to go in my stream and stuff, and I always read it as Klaviskus. I'm pretty sure I'm not dyslexic, but I'm starting to question that. Like, I really don't know. I just always read it as Klaviskus. I don't know what's wrong with me. But basically, I realized recently it's Klavskis, as I realized it's come to pass that I've seen that, and I'm like, oh, actually, I've been saying it wrong for like 2 years. But I just call him Claviscus for nostalgia's sake, you know. It's always Claviscus to me
as well.
As what? Cyclops?
Klaus. No. Right, let's go focus back on the game. I was taking a look at Slam's map, and it's good, but not great, I would say. I mean, if he wanted to go wall things up, then at least the signs are quite easy to wall off with the wood lines. But his gold is a little bit awkward there, you know, right next to the wood line.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to at least get a safe mining camp on it, and, you know, he's got it close to his wood line, so if he does wall this up, this whole area is safe, but he can't saturate it fully, and that's not going to be a problem until, like, the Castle Age, but after that main gold is saturated on this side, where's he going to go next? The other gold is way out front, and he's already started to build a house wall here, which is going to block it out. And the other gold is... well, I'm guessing this is his, but it's, like, closer to Viper, I feel. Like, Viper's like, this is my gold now, because I'm the Viper, and the map will always favor me, no matter what happens.
Yeah. So, Slam getting the barracks out around 6 minutes 30, so that might be a rush again. Although, yeah, man-at-arms build and Drush build are quite similar, and I think you would be already taking gold by now, right? If you go with the Drush.
Yes, you would have already taken 10 by now. I think it will be Man-at-Arms because he's doing Loom at the
Yes.
same time as Viper, and they're both going up on 21. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Man-at-Arms, actually. He could do Scouts as well, but it would be a
Yeah.
little bit early to build the barracks in this case. But then you could argue that, okay, well, he's going to wall anyway, so he may as well just build the barracks, and then he doesn't risk like having the barracks delayed if Viper was to drush him, for example, by doing it early.
It can go either way. I mean, Slam did push, or at least one deer in. So yeah, that already helps. Then you don't need the farms necessarily. But yeah, it's usually you go up with 22 for Man-at-Arms build. So yeah, that's why I'm also confused.
I think he's going to go Scouts, to be honest with you. He's
Yeah.
just he's split his wood. He's not taking gold. He's
Oh,
probably
right,
just
yeah.
going to build a. He's probably just going to build a stable to the right of this stone mine. I think Viper's doing the same. I think that people get thrown off because Slam. I've seen a lot of his games. He'll build the barracks really early, like at 6 minutes 30, which is your standard kind of drush or Man-at-Arms timing. But I think he does it for maybe a couple of reasons. I mean, maybe you should ask him this, but it's going to first of all secure the fact that you will get your barracks up. Like 100%, because if your opponent was to drush you or something, and your barracks ended up getting delayed, that could really screw you over. And secondly, it could, I guess, throw your opponent off a little bit if they do scout the barracks and think, oh, he might be drushing, he might make Man-at-Arms. I better wall my wood lines and things. But either way, it's going to be a stable for both players and 21 population for both as well. Again, it's completely neck and neck like last game. Where does it all fall apart though? That's the question.
Well, we'll have to see. Viper and Slam both have really nice micro. As far as I know, Viper getting his spear out already, so he expects the scouts to come as well. But I have to say, Viper's map is a little bit more open. He also didn't take as much effort as Slam yet to wall his map. So if Slam can go around and maybe snipe some fills, who knows? But the Viper already going out now with a villager as well to wall things. So it's going to be a tough one for both players.
I think they're both playing very similar style. Slam's not sending his scouts straight out, waiting a little bit and sending them around the top side. And if we look at Viper's scouting, this says a lot, really. He's not actually scouted Slam at all. He's making scouts right now, but he actually hasn't sent them out. Instead, he's using them defensively to protect his walling villager. And I think, again, similar to the last game, Viper wants to secure the fact that he will get to the castle edge this game without taking any eco damage. And this makes a lot of sense. He's going to send his scouts out now that the wall is complete. And Slam, on the other hand, he's still, again, keeping his scouts at home, trying to complete the walls. And unfortunately for Slam, he just has a bit more of an open map and it requires a few more walls to complete it, which is going to cost him a little bit more villager time and a little bit more resources. But ultimately, both players are going to wall each other out, and we might end up seeing both players transition to the castle age without even seeing any eco harassment at all.
Yeah, although Slam is, I have to say, making pretty big walls here, and he's also missing a little bit. So the question is he gonna scout that or not?
Oh, here, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but that's indeed a pretty big wall off. I was thinking myself maybe go from the wood line to the side of the map and then linking the two wood lines together. But yeah.
Sure, and obviously the downside to having such a big wall off is that you can't necessarily secure it the whole time. If Viper ends up winning the scouts in the middle, he could come in with 2 or 3 scouts, or even just 1 scout, and just attack the wall. And that will force Slam to send a villager over there and have to re-wall behind it. Just kind of make it a little harder to defend. But what's interesting is that 5 scouts for Slam, Viper's just done the 3. And I think that's because 1, Viper knows he's walled up, and 2, the aggression from Slam hasn't come out that quickly. You know, Slam didn't attack him at his own base yet at this point in time. So he's like, yeah, well, why do I need to make more scouts? I just build farms and go castle. It's just typical Viper things. I think Viper puts a lot of emphasis and value on getting to the castle age, and that's why you see Viper very rarely going for all-in feudal aggression and forward attacks, because of the power spike you get in the castle age being so good.
And that is definitely a good thing for Viper at the moment. Slam is investing so much now, even getting bloodlines, so he's going full scout build. but Viper is completely walled, so he
Yeah, it's
he
wasted.
will not do any damage with it. Yeah, and then he will be up to Castle Age later, and that's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a lot later. I mean, he's got 7 scouts right now, which means he's made 6 scouts, and he's walled as well. He's going to close that gap at the back that you mentioned earlier, but investing into bloodlines as well. I mean, okay, he can at least pressure the walls. He can maybe force Viper to falter. Maybe he can make a hole. And if he does, that's going to be huge for Slam. But I don't think Viper's going to let that slip. And I think Viper's going to be paying a lot of attention to these walls and making sure that, he builds houses or whatever he needs behind them. Slam, though, can do a lot of damage with these scouts, and he's got bloodlines as well, so the spear isn't a problem. He could turn his attention to the stable, for example, and make sure Viper doesn't have a military production building. Bear in mind, there's 7 scouts here, and that stable could go down very quickly with just 1,500 health. But Viper's already clicked up to castle, 10%.
Right. Yeah, so the best Slam can do at the moment is, try to force a little bit of idle time from the Viper. But I wonder what the scouting looked like from Slam before he did Bloodlines, because he could have
He didn't do
decided,
bloodlines. He cancelled it. I just checked.
Okay.
I didn't select an individual scout. He actually didn't complete the tech. So it was actually a good move by Slam to cancel it, recognizing the situation there. So it was very nice.
And he's also now, he's almost up to Castle Age as well. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, quick adaptation there, definitely. Viper, though, I mean, he's going to be like 50% of the way up, as 50% in the advantage to the Castle Age here, and still just sitting back, safe and sound, repairing with 1 villager on the house. It's no big deal. But at least Slam's not going to be too far behind, and at least Slam is walled as well. So, I mean, it's not looking so bad for him at all. Both players taking a lot of gold. We got 7 vills on gold for Viper. We got 6 on gold for Slam. And that kind of says to me that once we get to the Castle Age, we're probably going to see, I think, from Viper, I think we're going to see a monastery and some monks, perhaps. But at least we're going to see camels from both players. I'm sure of that, as Slam will add a second stable.
Yeah, monks are optional. Going crossbows in an Indian mirror match is still a bit tricky. But I think, indeed, camels first, for sure.
Yeah, and Slam now doing bloodlines. The reason he cancelled it before was so that he could get to the Castle Age faster. Now he's clicked the Castle Age upgrade. It's, he can do bloodlines at his leisure. It's not so important anymore. But actually, Viper will make the monastery. So I think that this is a good choice for him with the monks. And also with the TC on the right-hand side coming up, he's not going to neglect his eco either. 3rd TC at the south. I like this play from Viper. It's going to be more defensive with the monks here, but once he gets a few conversions and starts turning it into his favor, Viper can easily push out as well. So I do like the decision with the monks, absolutely.
Yeah, it depends a bit though. Slam still does have a good amount of scouts out. Viper is on camels. But if Slam can manage to keep those scouts alive and get some camels of his own, then the monks shouldn't be able to do too much anymore.
Well, there's also a monastery from Slam as well, so I mean, it's not going to be like he's completely caught out by the monks of Viper here. He will have his own monks coming out onto the field as well, as Slam will also add his 2nd and 3rd TC. And I really like that about the Indians, the fact that you can get up to 3 TCs and make monks and make camels at the same time. It's just so nice, and I think that's part of the reason why they are just so strong. But with the monastery coming up for both players, it's going to come down to that monk micro. Who has the faster fingers? Who's going to be able to get the trades? Who's going to be able to do a better job? And I think, like you said, with the scouts being in the field for Slam, it's definitely something to consider when it comes to fighting against the monks here.
Yeah, right. That is, I mean, mirroring your opponent is never good, but like, if Slam can kill some monks, then it will be a different story. But the camels just make it so difficult. Other than that, it's still a pretty close game. Army count almost the same, population count almost the same.
Viper's ahead by just, 3 villagers? It's not that significant at this stage. And the population is just 1 different. So It's definitely a lot closer than the last game at this point, let's put it that way. Both players did at least make it to the Castle Age for now, and I think, again, it might even be a case where both players, similar to the Feudal Age, are quite content to just sit back and rely on the monk defense, and neither of them will do that much damage to each other or engage that hard. And they'll just focus on that eco to try and get to that late game, which is where, as we said before many times, the Indians really do just become a powerhouse. So I feel like that could be the case here. In that case, who has the better map?
Yeah, it does look like it. But Viper is picking up 2 relics already now, and Slam did have a scout nearby the relic, but he didn't notice it being snagged. And yeah, that's already a pretty good advantage right there for the Viper.
But Slam will be able to gather 2 relics as well. He's got the one on the left coming in, and the one on the right is also very much in Slam's territory. He has got the scout patrolling on the right side, and I'm guessing that's to protect the relic on the right here. So I think Slam has a good shot at getting 2 relics. Maybe he'll deny this 3rd one, and that won't be taken for a while. But for now, he'll get 1, and I think both players are happy to sit back. And the reason I asked why who's got the better map is because I think the answer to that is Viper. He's just got safer gold on his side. Whereas Slam's going to have to come forward to gather the 2nd gold, as we said earlier on. He's got to come forward to gather his stone as well. And I do like Viper's map a lot more if it comes to this kind of boom strat. And I think Slam's got to be aggressive in the Castle Age here again.
Yeah, he is going forward with monks now and his camels, so he might look at getting or taking a fight. As Viper is, well, I would almost say a little bit opposition, but I think he's still camping. Oh wait, no, never mind. The relic is way out there. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of on the right side. I know what you mean. And I think he's trying to maybe protect the monks. Yeah, he's going to continue to follow the monks. So he knows that Slam had a lot of scouts. It's worth sending the camels with the monks there. Slam coming forward. But yeah, Viper did do town watch. He's going to have the vision here quite far out in front. And I just think he's got the nicer map at the moment. Oh, Slam, though, going to get a free monk here. Definitely worth it. And he's going to come round to the north as well. It looks like Viper wants to grab the relic at the far north and actually stop Slam from getting that. But Slam might be able to get another monk. It's, not going to happen. Risk getting converted, but he's going to get away.
But yeah, Slam now really trying to get aggressive, getting his siege workshop on the front, and that is that's really nice to see. The Viper, I would say he still has the map control, so if Slam can get that back with starting to start a push, then that's a good thing for Slam.
Yeah, I agree. But again, Viper's going to grab the relics here, and he's going to successfully get the one in the north for now. Oh, Slam's has he noticed? He's got the scouts. Yeah, he might kill the monk. Meanwhile, he's going to take the fight on the right side.
Ooh, no.
Oh, he's going back with the scouts. Yes. What's he doing? All right, well, who's going to win this fight? It's got to be Slam's win here, right? Slam's got the army advantage.
I think he has the numbers.
Why is he going back? Oh, wait, no. Has he got the advantage? I can't tell. Camels just blend together. They're even on the upgrades. So it's actually Viper's win there. And Slam won't deny the relics. So that's important because not only is having the relic advantage going to stack up over time, and we've already said Viper's got the better map as well, so it's another thing on Viper's favor, but the unique technology for the Indians, which can come into play later on, Sultans, all gold income 15% faster. That will affect the relics as well. And that's going to be another additional boost, which they can take in the late game once he has a castle up. So Viper right now, about to go to the Imperial Age. He's got all the resources he needs. He's just completed a university, I think. And he's doing that upgrade now. Meanwhile, Slam's got the siege workshop and the monastery on the front. Slam...
Well, Slam gonna try to snipe the Viper's monk there, but the Viper really nice micro there, dropping the relic. But Slam also has a few monks right there. Can Viper kill a few monks? That's one conversion.
He's gonna get 3 monks. Fight. That's not bad. But Viper's still gonna come out on top. Slam getting taken out by the scouts in the end. And Slam now just doesn't have the army. 9 versus 14. Meanwhile, I can hear Viper's camels coming out all over the place, like meow, meow, as he's queuing them up. But or he was queuing them up. But either way, again, Viper's going to secure the relics, and he's going to continue to defend nicely. Slam, though, he's not really going all in that Castle Age aggression. He did, in the meantime, also click up to the Imperial Age, and he did it before the Viper. And I actually do fancy Slam's chances here. He definitely has a shot in this one, as he is going to be making more archery ranges behind this. And by the looks of things, going into the Arbalest. Well, actually, I want to say Arbalest, but he could also go into the hand cannons. It could go either way. At the moment, I'd say it's hand cannons, actually, because he's not doing any archer techs.
Yeah.
If we look at,
but still, Slam is in a not so good position, right? Because of the gold, he is taking now the gold on the front. But it's so far forward, and if he loses his forward, then that gold is gone as well. And then he's going to be in trouble.
And that's why Slam's playing so aggressive here. That's why Slam's built his buildings in the middle. That's why Slam's trying to drop a castle on Viper's face. And, oh, what a great castle position that will be. Viper can't actually... Oh, wait, there's a hole. You're kidding me. There's a hole.
Oh, man.
Slam, that was so unlucky. I feel like Slam just got robbed right there of that castle.
Yeah. That would have been so great.
He has, however, got the monks behind it, and that is going to allow him to get the conversions, and he will, by the looks of things, complete the castle anyway. Great play from Slam with that castle, because it's going to give him the map control he needs, and he can deny the gold from Viper as well. This is really, really nice, as Slam will do chemistry now, and Viper, meanwhile, is going to complete heavy camel. But that chemistry upgrade coming through, those hand cannons hit hard, and this castle is going to be a great platform for Slam to push from. And as you can see, as soon as he did place that castle, he did start moving out to the gold on the front as well. So I do like this from Slam a lot.
Yes, and I'm wondering what the Viper here is gonna do. He would either need a castle for traps, or a chemistry for bombard cannons, or some rams. But so far, I can't really see. Oh wait, never mind. There comes the castle. Okay.
Yes, Slam with the second castle coming up on the left-hand side. That's awesome. It's going to cover this other gold spot. And meanwhile, you know, Slam here, the chemistry upgrade is complete. The hand cannons are going to come out any second now. Or I assume they are anyway. And in the meantime, he's queuing up some trebs as well. Viper doesn't have a castle up yet, and he's going to put the castle up now, but his gold is denied. And Slam has just turned what is a horrible map in the late game to a very nice situation right here.
Right, he really had to take that map control, and if you now look at the Viper's base, he has the one main gold, and that second gold that is just really tricky to take, and that is about it. There's one gold to the left still, but that is also not very nice to take. And yeah, that is gonna be trouble for the Viper, as Slam is now on 2 castles. And yeah, getting the trebuchets out.
And we got some slam gates.
Yeah.
We got some slam gates coming up here to block off the front. I like it. But I would say this, Viper is doing the Imperial Camel upgrade. It's at 50%. And we've seen this situation before where it was Nicov. He just sat back. He waited. Imperial Camel came through, and then it was GG. Because Imperial Camels are insanely strong. And right now I'm really concerned that Slam doesn't have enough military in here. He's just started doing some pikes, and he's completely ignoring the fact that he built 4 ranges and did chemistry. He's not made any hand cannons. He has got monks, and if he can get the conversions, then that's going to be great. But right now I'm worried for Slam, because I don't think he's got the military to deal with the Imperial Camel push that Viper's about to make.
Yeah, it's the military count for Slam is still leading, but that is a mediocre army, as he is still on camels. And
they're coming in. They're coming in. This is going to be the monks have to get the conversions. Like, Slam has to micro. He's already got 4. This is amazing. Slam's actually getting a lot of conversions in here. Meanwhile, the monks at the back are going to heal. Meanwhile, Viper is fighting between 2 castles. This could actually be a great defense for Slam right now, as the pikemen are going to come in from the back as well. But those Imperial camels are so strong. Is Viper going to be able to push through here? Capped Rams coming in on the right side, and those Imperial camels are still alive. I don't believe how strong they are.
Such a high-British armor.
I can't believe how strong they are. They don't die. They're immortal.
Damn Immortals.
Oh my gosh, and meanwhile
yeah.
the capped rams on the right side gonna come through, take out the Trebs, and Slam's just fallen apart right there. And I cannot believe just how ridiculous this unit is. It really truly is crazily good. And Slam's got nothing on the front now.
Yeah, the Viper is still... Well, he still has his... You know, that gold is still not very safe to take. That castle is still on there.
He's going to take it anyway. He doesn't care. Wow. I mean, he was... Yeah, they don't even have +4 attack. And they're just, like, invincible. They don't die. What is this? Can we bring back the camels as ships, please? At least then the castles might kill them. Something. Give Slam a bone. Toss the man a bone. But, okay, Slam... I think he's done Halbs now, and he can spam Halbs. Villager-wise, Slam is behind by 11 vills, or 12 vills. So a few more vills and the ecos are going to be even. It's just, you know, Slam's lost so much on the front, but it's not all over. I mean, he still have the map control for now, but Viper is about to say, well, goodbye to that, as he's going to start raiding with the Imperial Camels, and there's no protection for this economy at the back, because Slam built his castles on the front.
Yeah, a good way, or at least a somewhat decent way for Slam would to be get halberdiers, get more monks. But indeed, those Imperial Camels, if they will run into the eco, that is just so tough to deal with. If you don't have any units hanging around, it's even worse.
Well, the fact that they don't die, yeah.
Slam... Two town centers, yeah.
Another Slam gate coming up, and Slam, I think he needs to finish Bodkin Arrow and Bracer here, because... That's the only way his TCs are going to be able to do any damage to these guys. There is eventually going to be a hole, as Viper is finishing up Blast Furnace now. Slam's still pushing forward on the front, though, and, you know, we might end up seeing, like, I don't want to say a base race situation, but Viper's got no defenses left, and Slam's really not defending too well at home either, but he is actually just researching... It says he's researching fletching right now. How is Slam researching fletching when he already has... Oh... Of course, he had chemistry, so that was already the +1. So now fletching's coming in for the +2, which he needs. But Slam actually pushing on the front with another castle. It's another castle. Slam is completely still in this game right now.
Well,
I want to say it. I want to say it. I want to believe. Queros, please let me believe.
all right. I mean, he's definitely doing great on the front there, but he got to do the damage.
Yeah, he has to do the damage, you're right. And he can do the damage. He's got a lot of Halbs here. He's got a lot of monks. He's got a lot of bombard cannons as well. And Viper's running around the back with some Imperial Camels. But they're eventually going to die to the TCs. Whereas Viper's got no siege to follow that through with. Meanwhile, though, Viper on the right side doing mass skirmishes now. I think that's a good sign for Slam, to be honest with you, as he's actually going to deploy his bombard cannons onto Viper's main TC. And Slam, denying that gold still, Viper's forced to just make trash.
And that is exactly the problem. No control of the gold anymore. Viper going into light cav, but yeah, versus halberdier and camels, not a great idea or option, I should say. And I have to say, Slam did quite a decent job at defending at home. He has some halberdiers right there, and his eco is almost running again. And villager count, it's still pretty much the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Slam right here is, well, he's behind by 13, which was, you know, a small disadvantage, but still, he's way ahead in army. 45 army versus Viper's 27, and he's just taken out the monastery as well, so Viper really has no gold now, because he doesn't have the 4 relics either. Now, I don't know if Viper completed the Sultan's technology. He did not. Neither player has Sultans, so he wasn't getting additional gold. And look at that. Slam's going to drop a TC on Viper's gold on the front, and Viper can say goodbye. Viper can say goodbye to his stables. It's cheeky, all right.
I mean, what can Viper really do? Yeah, a lot of trash, but that doesn't really help versus Indians, I feel.
I feel like Slam needs to build a monastery right now next to his castle and just grab the relics ASAP, get sultans, and he'll be laughing. He has plenty of access to gold anyway now. He has all the gold, in fact. And I think Slam's done a really excellent job of it gets taking the map control, and it just goes to show how valuable that map control can be. Slam now able to afford to do heavy camel. It looks like he's going to be throwing that mix of heavy camels into there as well, which is just going to be perfect to deal with the skirms and the light cav of the Viper.
Yeah, Viper in a tight situation. He is trying to branch out to left and right side of the map, but that economy is all pretty much open to raiding, and yeah, no decent army or realistic army to deal with this. But still, he still has a few Imperial Camels, and he's also getting a few Rams right there queued up. So you might want to take a look at ram rushing the castle, but that's going to be real tough with all those halberdiers running around and the bombard cannons.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Viper's struggling here, definitely struggling, but, you know, he's building his eco out to the right, as you said. These farmers, for example, are so exposed, but Slam's so focused on pushing through the middle that he might not even go over there. So Viper's still able to keep that area safe for now. He still has more villagers as well, so he's still got the stronger economy. But Slam now, with the monastery on the front, he should just scoop up these 4 relics real quick. And meanwhile, we've got the defense upgrades coming in for Slam on the camels. He should probably deal with the skirms, which are killing his gold villagers. But yeah, for now, Slam is in such a strong position, and he's going to continue to look to push that advantage here down the middle of Viper's base, splitting him in 2, essentially.
Yeah. And the advantage right here for Slam is that he has a great deal of gold to work with, so he can easily get a nice gold army going, whereas the Viper is, he has to do with trash, or at least the little gold he has, and he has to spend it very wisely. But yeah, that's just so difficult to work with only trash.
Yeah, it's super hard, and you know he's gonna spend a little bit of gold on getting some rams. He's got 6 rams up, cap rams. That's okay. He's obviously utilized the market a little bit. If Slam was really mean, Slam would like sell all of his resources at the market as well, so that Viper can't get them a good value for them even. But it's funny, Slam lost all of his villagers on that gold mine there. And right now, Viper actually has the population advantage, but he just doesn't have the army. If this is where the value becomes really nice. You can see that Viper has 76 army versus Slam's 58. But Slam still has the higher value of his army, and he's got a higher gold percentage as well. So the overlay here giving us a real good insight into the fact that, okay, Viper has a larger military, but Slam has the much more valuable military, and he's going to be able to trade more effectively. With that said, though, Viper's starting to raid now, and sending Imperial Camels into Slam's eco. I would not count Viper out, to be honest. I still wouldn't count him out yet.
True, but the huge thing right here is that Slam is going on Imperial Camel himself, and he has quite a bunch of heavy camels. So if he can send those around the map, then pretty much all the army that Viper has should be gone. Skirmishers and a few light cav, and still a few Imperial Camels. But yeah, those won't last very long.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And Slam's going to be able to just roam around, clean it up, and then I think that might be it for the Viper. It's hard to say because, you know, he's always got some fighting chance. But still, I mean, right now, this doesn't look good, does it? It's just like all these farms, everyone's been displaced, and Viper somehow, you know, still with a population advantage, but it's going to be tough, as you say. That Imperial Camel for Slam has completed, fully upgraded Imperial Camels for Slam now, and he'll be able to deal with the raiding, and he'll be able to start pushing even harder with that unit.
Yeah, looking at how much resources Slam still has banked up, you might even argue that he doesn't necessarily need a big eco. And well, if he can keep his army alive, that's of course the most important part. But yeah, I would say it's a matter of time. And that's really because of the gold.
Yeah, I mean, Viper's eventually going to run out of steam, and you just can't win against a gold army like this with just trash. It just doesn't work. And the Imperial Camels especially are just perfect. They're fast, they've got great armor, they've got pretty decent attack, and you know, pikemen and elite skirms, they're going to be toast. Although Viper is now doing halberdier, but then, you know, it's so easy for Slam to mix in a couple of hand cannons if he likes. I mean, whatever. even the Haubs don't perform that well against the Camels, I guess. So Slam, yeah, just kind of rolling over this eco area. Viper's still holding on in there, and Viper still has the population advantage. Slam's actually down to 91 vills here, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, Slam's now dealt with the raiding, and he can build that back up. So what I'm concerned about is Viper. That's a lot of monks as well.
Yeah, I mean, Slam has a hard time. It seems to has a hard time grabbing his army together, and I can imagine with Viper spreading all over the map and trying to raid everywhere as well. But now it seems like finally most of the raiding is gone, and now if Slam just could do that raiding of his own with the Imperial Camel, either that or start to push on the map, then it should be it.
Yeah, and that is it. As Viper calls GG right there, he knows there's no way back in it now. Slam's just kind of reached that critical point, the tipping point, where Slam is able to just out-tech Viper. And I mean, at this point, Slam has 5 relics and he has every gold on the map. You can't contest that, really. And Viper